So, let's go over here to my storm shield.
The stranger steals her car with the kids inside. She also steals a car and tries to follow them, but runs into an amateur. She breaks her neck and later dies in front of John at exactly 12 midnight according to her mother's prediction. John drives to Lucinda's abandoned home and follows a car-ridden path into the bush. He finds many of those black stones there. Finally, he sees one of the strange men and threatens to shoot. Caleb stops him and tells his father that the strangers have been protecting them this whole time, and that they must go with them in order to be saved. It turns out that they were the ones who sent the messages about the major disasters trying to save humanity from being completely destroyed. They then reveal an ark up in the sky. John is astonished. It's time to go. But the strangers will only allow the children go with them. Only the chosen must go. Caleb cries. Caleb and his father say their last goodbyes. And the men turn to shining bodies, and the ark leaves. Up in the sky, many of such ark had come to several other places on earth. They are also leaving. John wakes up in the morning on that ground. He navigates the now rowdy city to his family house. His sister meets him with a hug and he tells her Caleb is safe.
We're not ready to expand, but it never hurts to prepare.
His sister joins her.
Use the Storm Shield computer to access
Look at this,
your
guys.
Storm Shield missions. You can leave any time by selecting Leave with Party from the Storm Shield console.
Now, for the explanation. At the end of the movie, the beings who have been whispering into Lucinda's and Caleb's ears finally reveal themselves as a more evolved alien race who have been selecting few humans and animals to save from the imminent destruction of the planet. Since there were other spaceships leaving the Earth, it's possible that these humanoids whisper the same messages to other people around the world. So, why will only the children do it? Are children too young to take care of themselves? We can assume that the other children were children with various types of knowledge and skills. Maybe the Whisper people chose some specific children who would be great at working together. They took children because they wanted to rest. Adults would just go to a new planet and try to recreate what they found on Earth and end up destroying the planet. Children are more of a blank canvas and will have a more open mind as they grow older and learn to understand why the aliens leave. It's also entirely possible that aliens don't simply leave the children and fend for themselves. It's possible they stay in the skies and observe, and then come down to the planet to teach the kids how to build and how to survive. That's my explanation for the movie. Subscribe for more videos.
Look at this, boys.
Turn on the notifications and leave a like on the channel. Thank you for watching.
Guys, the first one that add me, will get some guns and save the world.
Watch out, take care. A girl is seen walking toward a store with a
Watch this, watch this, watch this.
enters the empty and destroyed
I got guns in my head, man, they uncle.
As she enters the building, both of them want the other to drop their money. He is at first then asks her to do it as well. She tells him to move his other hand, hidden under his jacket. The man tells her that he's wounded. When he moves his hand, the girl sees something and thinking it might be a weapon. She shoots him. He had a crucifix in his hand. In a flashback, we see her at a party with her friends. She and her friend talk about her crush. As Cassie exits the party, we see her with her crush. They have a brief exchange. Cassie gets home and checks in with her dad Oliver and says goodnight to her brother Sam. The next day, Cassie has soccer practice. Her friend wants to show her something strange on her phone, but they get interrupted by the teacher. All of a sudden, Cassie notices everything that something major has happened. Later, Cassie's family watches the news report about mysterious aliens. Sam runs out of the house and the rest follow him only to be struck by the image of the UFO in the sky above them. During the first 10 days, the aliens made no attempt at communicating. People from Cassie's neighborhood began to move away from the cities, which is noticeable the next day of her school. Suddenly, all kinds of devices stop moving. The kids in class hear a crash outside and see a on the road in front of the school. An airplane is also seen falling from the sky, crashing into the school, and destroying some of the cars. This was a reaction to the electromagnetic pulse that the aliens had activated. The first wave meant to kill all the ground. Later, Cassie takes her home from school. She looks at them and thinks it will be the last time she'd see them. Flash forward some time, Cassie and Sam are getting water when the second wave hits like an earthquake. They run away from the falling trees when a giant wave appears behind them. Cassie manages to get Sam and herself to safety. climbing up on a nearby tree. They were the lucky ones, unlike the cities of the universe. Tsunamis had built the coastal cities in every island, completely destroying them. After the second wave, the third one was a modified avian flu that the aliens had sent back to the planet, decimating the human population. Cassie arrived at her school, which was made into an additional medical facility. She sees her friend there and goes to greet her, but Cassie's mom appears and tells her that her friend is quarantined. She puts a mask on her and makes her go home. Later, Cassie and the rest of her family have a funeral and her mom will die from the flu. After some time, Cassie is actually sick and goes to no medical aid. She has sick and she's in the people don't leave the house and begin the trek toward the refugee camp. They get there before nightfall and are greeted by one of the main people in the camp. That night, Oliver takes Cassie aside from the others and shows her the gun. He explains how she should use the gun. Oliver tells her that she has to keep it on her constantly and hide it from others. Cassie takes it, saying that she thought they were safe there, but Oliver tells her that nothing is safe anymore. Sometime later, everyone hears a train tracking and sees a cloud of dust approaching the camp. Suddenly, Army tanks drive out of the cloud and park in the center of the place, along with school buses. Colonel Bush announces that he is there from an Army base and are there to help him. The Army officers divide the adults and the children. The adults go to the mess hall for a briefing and the children get on the buses. Oliver is given the same information as he and his kids move together toward the bus. Bush interrupts his argument with an officer and tells them the reasons behind the separation. He explains that the camp is in danger, and since they only have limited transportation, the Army has decided to prioritize getting the kids back to safety. Oliver decides to listen to the colonel and makes Cassie and Sam get on board. He tells her to take care of her brother and assures her that he'll arrive at the base soon as well. Once the kids are inside, Sam realizes he's forgotten his teddy bear, and since Cassie can't persuade him to leave without him, she goes to get it, making him stay on the bus. Cassie enters the sleeping quarters, but as soon as she finds the bear, she hears the buses leave. She runs toward them, though never manages to reach the moving bus. Meanwhile, Bush informs the adults that the Army believes that the fourth wave has begun. The aliens have come down from their ships and are moving among people, possessing the ability to inhabit human hosts and control their actions. The people from the camp become rattled when Bush tells them that even though they can detect the aliens in children, they still can't detect them in adults. Everyone asks about their children, but the colonel tells them that they'll be held in a different facility than them because there is no way to differentiate humans from aliens. Cassie appears outside of the mess hall, but Oliver signals her not to come inside and to hide. Suddenly, a man antagonizes the Army man, asking to be let out, and everyone begins shooting. Cassie runs into the woods. A bit later, the soldiers leave the mess hall without any civilians. Cassie comes back and picks up Sam's teddy bear. She walks inside the mess and finds Oliver dead among the others. Before she leaves, Cassie grabs a rifle and runs into the woods again. Later, the children arrive at the base. As they walk out of the buses, they are given numbers and told to wait. The first number called is Ben's. He's taken inside the facility. An Army doctor is examining him as Sergeant Resnick questions him. He tells her that his family died in the previous waves. Resnick tells him that he's lucky because he can avenge their deaths. Like the rest of the kids.
Okay, guys, if you guys ever want to train me, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna go like. Those are all the guns I have, guys.
No extraction method works, so the only way to kill the parasite is to kill the host. She hands him a switch to kill the boy. Ben falters, but eventually kills him. Resnick welcomes him to the fight. Simultaneously, Cassie is surviving by herself. She hides in the woods and thinks that she can't trust anyone. Her main objective is to get to the base and find her little brother. After a long journey, she runs out of water when she sees the storeroom we saw her first. That night, Cassie falls asleep with her brother's bed. The next day, she reaches a highway filled with abandoned cars. She finds dead bodies scattered between the vehicles and realizes they have been killed recently. Cassie sees an alien drone and immediately gets shot in the thigh. She hides under a truck for a moment, but remembers her brother and decides to shoot her way out of the situation. Unfortunately, she passes out. Meanwhile, Bush prepares the children for the upcoming battle with the aliens. He tells them that they are planning a final attack, a fifth wave. If the aliens succeed in that wave, humanity will be wiped out. The children are taught how to be soldiers, how to fight, defend and kill, with Bosch constantly in their ear proclaiming that as the final hope for humanity. Bosch asks them if they can do what he asks them to do, and all of them, apart from Ben and Sam, confirm that they can. Cassie wakes up in a bed, with her wound dressed and attached to a cord. Suddenly, someone walks up the stairs, and as he enters, she pretends to be asleep. The next day, Cassie takes out the needle from the floor, gets to her backpack to find her gun, but falls over because her wound is still fresh. She hears the man coming and gets back into bed. When the man walks in, he tells her that he knows she's awake. He introduces himself as Evan. Cassie asks where she is, and Evan tells her how he found her and brought her there. She asks for her gun, but he says that she won't let him found her. Suddenly, Evan realizes that Cassie might have torn her stitches, and when he confirms his suspicion, he picks her up and takes her to the bathroom. As he's sanitizing her, Evan tells her that she's been there for a week. Then Cassie asks how far they are from the base. Later, he asks her why she has been on the base, and Cassie tells him about Sam. Evan tells her that he wanted to help her because he couldn't save his family and he needed to feel more human. At the base, the kids are playing poker, already settled in their homes. They talk about the difference with joining the squad, and Leslie brings her and introduces her as Ringer. She shows her to a bunk. As soon as Ringer puts her stuff down, she goes over to Ben and asks him if she's a part of the squad. The girl wants to assert her dominance on him and everyone else, so she antagonizes them by belittling them as a squad. Ringer asks Ben if he plays chess, and one of the other kids tells her that they don't, but they can play strip poker. She punches him in the throat and says that she won't allow for any demeaning and sexist remarks. Teacup likes her attitude. Simultaneously, Cassie is playing around the base, still staying in bed. Walking to the yard, she goes to his room and finds a secret door. Cassie lets her grab him. She grabs him, acts in a hurry, and lives out of the house. Cassie sets off a booby trap and Evan catches her, disarms her, and pulls her down, telling her to be quiet. An alien vessel flies over them and a hunter looks for them in the woods. When they get back to the house, Evan tells her that he didn't tell her about the gun because he was afraid she was an alien. Cassie stops since he's right to be suspicious too. Evan tells her that the hunter is an alien and tracks people down along with the alien group. They talk about her going to the base to get her brother, but Evan says that he might be dead already. Cassie doesn't agree and says that she'll go get him. Evan follows her into her room and tells her that he'll come with her. He says that he'll get her there, even though he can't promise what they'll find at the base. In the meantime, Ben gets closer to Ringer. She tells him that unlike him, she had to take care of herself even before the aliens came, so she was ready for the end of the world. Ringer was doing fine before they dragged her into the schools. Ben corrects her, saying they were rescued. She says that they were dragged. The two of them are sparring partners, and Ben tells her that if he can take her down, she'll teach him and the rest of the squad how to shoot. She agrees and takes him down easy. Unfortunately, she gets a little cocky, so he tackles her down. Cassie and Evan are on their way to the base. She asks him to teach her how to disarm something like to disarm her. Evan patronizes her, she calls him out, telling him that she isn't trying to help him, but that she calls her brother that she can save him. Cassie gets her point across so Evan decides to show her how to do it. First, he demonstrates it, and he lets her try a few times and also teaches her how to sweep her attack. She begs him to continue their journey to the base. There, Ringer is teaching her to show her how to shoot. She gives them a few tips and tells them to try it.
Guys, look at all this.
Resident joins them and tells Ben that the colonel wants to see them. The boy follows her to a war room. Bush calls him over and informs him of several simultaneous attacks on different cities. The big wave of the invasion has begun. He shows him an improved mobile version of the medical before, in which they can see the aliens on the battlefield. Bush tells him that they need to test the visors on the field and then send them to squad at 1:40 the next day. He tells him to bring the squad back in one piece. In the woods, Cassie wakes up in a tent alone. She looks for him and finds him bathing in the river. He notices her watching him and she runs away. When Evan gets back, he finds Cassie looking through the photo. He asks her about her best friend and recognizes Ben in a photo from his description in her journal. Cassie is embarrassed that he's read it. Evan then sees a photo of Sam and tells her that he can't wait to meet her. They pack up and leave the campsite, then follow the train tracks until night falls and they find shelter. The same night, Ben and Sam can't sleep and they talk. The boy begins to sing the way Cassie sang to him before everything happened. Ben sings with him, annoying the rest of the squad, except Ringer. Meanwhile, Evan helps Cassie redress her wound. She kisses him and bends him. Early that morning, the squad is getting into a helicopter to get to the testing site. Ringer asks him where Sam is and tells him he has food poisoning, but he actually restrained the little boy in the bathroom so he stays safe in the base. He's left his locket with Sam as well. The squad arrives at the location and an officer asks Ben what their mission is. He says that they are to infiltrate the enemy's nest and turn it. She reminds them that the visors light up green for the aliens and that once they're done they should signal for extraction. The helicopter drops them off and leaves as they enter enemy territory. Ben leads his squad of kids forward when one of them sees two aliens straight ahead. Before the squad can engage, they start shooting them. Finding themselves in a tight situation, they hide in an alley and Ben tells them to run and take shelter in the bus. He and Ringer are the last ones and so Ben closes the doors. They receive more enemy fire and one of them gets shot. Ringer realizes that he can't stay there and acts as a distraction for the enemy until the rest can get to another ally. Ben tells the others to get ready to run on his call. Ringer yells for them to run, and as they do, the bus shooting explodes behind them. The squad gets into an abandoned bar, and when they hear him, they settle down. Ringer joins them and immediately voices her suspicion that something is threatening the aliens. She wonders how they make earthquakes and wants to bring an army of children. Ringer decides to escape the army, so she takes out her tracker. The moment she does, the rest of Ringer and the alien on the visors freak out. They don't know what what to do until Ben realizes what's happening. He takes out his tracker and the others see him as an alien too. Ben says that he's not an alien, neither are other people that were shooting at them earlier. Resnick and both lie to them. He says that green actually means human and advises him to track them. The real test was there, to see how they would react to the situation. When the others question him, he explains that Johnny is actually the aliens, manipulating kids to do their dirty work and pick off the rest of the survivors. Ben tells them they're not planning the fifth wave, but that they are the fifth wave. Tika asks what they should do and tells all of them to take out their trackers. Ben will be the only one to go back to the base to save Sarah. He tells them to show him so they'll see him. Simultaneously, others find Evan and Cassie. Evan walks out of the truck and tells him that he's out of his drone sector and shoots him. She wakes up to find him struggling with a two-man and tells her to run. Before she does, Cassie takes out the gun and is looking for Evan when she sees something strange. Then Evan falling next to her. One of the men is going after her and she manages to escape until he grabs her outside of the truck. Cassie fires a gun, but Evan helps her to rescue him. He struggles with the man with incredible force and kills him in the end. Cassie figures out something's off, so she threatens him with her gun. Evan tells her that he's both human and alien, a sleeper agent who had long before the invasion started. When the ship arrives in the alien part of it woke up. Cassie asks him to kill his family, but Evan says it was a disease. He tells her that, unlike his time, they don't believe in love. When he saw her, he fell in love with her and regained his human side. Ben had been tracking Cassie before when another hunter shot him. He killed him to save him. He is now a firm believer in love. Cassie prepares to shoot him when he tells her the truth about the gun. She walks off and Evan tells her that she shouldn't be off when she gets there because they'll kill her. Cassie tells him that if he calls her, she'll kill him. Meanwhile, Ben gets to the helicopter back to the base. Later, she falls in front of a school bus and they take her in. Her number gets called and she gets the same treatment in the base from Resnick. As she shows Cassie the alien, she hits Resnick over the head. They struggle for a while, but Cassie kills her and removes the tracker. She takes her clothes and goes through the base looking for her brother. Ben is at a briefing with Colonel Bush, but he knows what the boy is up to. He asks him what he knows and Ben says that he knows where they are, and then realizes that he will kill them. Bush says that humans have nothing to observe what happens other than occupying spaces, then faces him with another truth about humans. Namely, that he's been doing the same thing to others for centuries. Suddenly, an officer comes in and tells them that Resnick has been killed, as well as 3 guards of the rescue. An explosion is heard from inside the base. Bush orders the Shadow Army to be deployed and for his officers to find out who's attacking. Ben fights off and kills the soldier detaining him and takes off his tracker. Simultaneously, Cassie is running through the hallways to the explosion. Bush orders drones to be deployed on the site so they can see who's attacking. Cassie runs into Ben and disarms him instantly. They recognize each other and she tells him that she's looking for Sam. Ben tells her that the army is aliens and that they are deploying her brother to battle. He says that they need to get to him fast or she won't see him again. Cassie trusts him and they go to find him together. 2 soldiers stop them when Evan shows up and incapacitates them. Evan tells them that he planted the bombs and once the last of the planes with the kids leaves, he'll take the base down with him. He's sorry that he lied to Cassie and says that he chose his human side this time. Ben and Cassie run to find Sam before Evan blows the base up. They get to the transport lines only to find that all of the children are there. Both of them move between the lines to locate Sam when Cassie finally sees him and gets to him. Ben shows them to an escape door and once they rehunt, Cassie gives him his teddy bear. Ben takes his tracker out and they run.
Be right back, boys. I am back. Do we have anybody in the chat?
He sees Van and the others running. He gets in a helicopter and goes after them, but he doesn't manage to kill them before the base explodes. Suddenly, Ringer and an arrested Van squad appear in an army truck and save him. Cassie watches the base explode and thinks about everything. Later, the squad has set up someplace, resting and eating. Ben talks to Cassie and asks her what they should do. She says that they need to save the other kids, but she still doesn't know how to. Ben tells her that they should worry about it the next day. They join the others of the squad and hope for a better tomorrow. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more. Welcome back to Movie Recap. Today I will show you an action, comedy, horror film from 2015, titled I Am a Hero. Spoilers ahead. Watch out, take care. Hideo Suzuki, a manga artist assistant, is drawing with his co-workers in an office. Listen to the words. This is what is describing the scene in which a dog battled their point. The police can't figure out what exactly happened because the people started talking constant chatting. The next story is about a very 5-year-old man who was arrested because of performing experience. One co-worker notices how the news is all the time. A co-worker makes fun of Suzuki and manga artists. Suzuki then explains how manga is the peak of Japanese culture and that it's an honor to be a manga artist. He motivates the other co-workers and everybody yells manga is the best. Night comes and Suzuki arrives home. In his apartment, he watches TV with Teko, his passive-aggressive girlfriend, and draws. He looks at his manga award and motivational quotes like, "The Steve Jobs of manga world and the rose of manga is ours." Suzuki looks for inspiration for his next comic, so he takes a rifle from his cupboard and looks at himself in the mirror. In the morning, everybody is sick and coughing at the publisher's office where Suzuki is showing his new manga comic about a macho guy protecting his girlfriend with a rifle. The publisher doesn't like the comic, says the protagonist is too normal and tells Suzuki to do a better job in the future. Then, another manga artist, Sensei, sees Suzuki. Sensei is more popular than him but shared the newcomer manga artist award with Suzuki 15 years ago. Later in his apartment, Suzuki is fighting with Teko who wants to sell the rifle so they can get
Hello?
She also wants to sell his award.
Yo, dude, are you streaming too?
Teko is sick of Suzuki's failures.
Dude, I was on your stream telling you that you need to invite me, dude.
She breaks up with him and kicks him out of the apartment. Suzuki then goes to the park with his gun.
I'm not a scammer anymore, dude.
Sitting next to him is a homeless man.
I'm literally catching this all on tape right now. Like, my entire chat is literally saying that I'm not a scammer. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not a scammer.
Drawing and watching the news again.
I'm literally not a scammer.
Suzuki's colleague is sweating and not feeling well. She leaves and Natani explains to the others how she got the virus from Sensei. Natani notices
Yeah, do you think I'm dumb, dick shit?
Sensei, and that's how he figured out they were sleeping together. Their boss enters the room and
It says the bitch who literally gave up fucking guns.
but don't notice it on
Hey guys, if you guys want to get these free guns, free guns, just add me.
Last night and wants to continue their relationship. While talking on the phone, helicopters pass over the city.
And everybody, I'm not a scammer for one. This bitch ass needs to shut his ugly ass, stupid ass up.
Bringing her favorite snack and begs her to open the door. Nobody answers,
I did not say the N-word for one.
Suzuki peeks through the letter slot and sees Teko lying on the bed. Suddenly she gets up, making weird movements, and drops on the floor.
I'm still working on it, like my entire chat has already saw it, dickhead. And I know when you're streaming or not. I know when you're streaming or not.
While trying to get away, he accidentally
Do you want to do a trade? I can give you edits.
As he's crossing the bridge,
Let me give you edits. Oh fuck.
When he returns to the office, Suzuki sees Natani standing next to the TV with his back turned. Suzuki thinks he's a zombie too, but then sees him holding a bloody baseball.
Why should I give you 4 traps? You literally... No, I'm not giving you 4 traps because you're calling me a scammer.
The only way to kill zombies is to destroy their brains and those who get bit.
How do I give edits? Fuck.
When he starts turning into a zombie, he kills himself,
No.
screaming that the era of underpaid
If you call me
workers
Kim one more time, I'm not giving you traps. For one.
Another infected coworker arrives, and Suzuki quickly leaves the office.
Hold
In
up.
the streets,
Call me
half the
kid,
people aren't
bitch.
even aware of what's going on.
Yo, hello?
Yep.
Yo, are you trying to do a trade?
No, not really.
Dude,
Just
trust
keep
me,
on
I'm gonna
spamming me, so I just...
Bro, I can literally put traps down. If you put traps down, you're not able to, like, edit and shit like that.
Yeah, but I don't care, you can place a gun with the same exact if it's in power level.
Oh my
And
god,
he,
you're
I
such
just
a
got
pussy.
Santa
Get out of
last
here.
weekend.
Get out of my map right now, pussy.
I don't care, you just a spammer.
Get out of my map right now, pussy.
I ain't leaving because I gotta do missions.
Here we go.
Get out of here, pussy.
Shield power increasing.
Okay?
Shark boy. What do you want, Flash Clan?
Don't
Stupid
I'm not
ass
trading with
zombie.
the scammer.
Stupid ass
Don't trade with me,
zombie.
he's a scammer.
Stupid ass zombie.
What
Don't
did
let
you
me
say?
deal with this.
Don't trade with this guy, he's a scammer.
I know Shark Boy's a
Ding, ding,
scammer.
ding, ding, ding. Fuck
My
these
guy's
kids.
kinda just saying,
I fucked their
just
mom
because I
last
didn't
night.
trade with him, he's calling me.
Get out of here, pussy.
Y'all know that Shark Boy's a scammer, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you guys are gonna
obvious,
say I'm a
bro.
scammer, get your pussy ass out of here.
I ain't leaving.
You
Just
ain't
because he's
leaving?
first, bro, doesn't mean you're cool. He's really not.
You say you're not gonna leave.
I ain't trading you because I know I'm gonna get Sam. And even if I did get Sam, I still gotta
Hey, y'all, he kicked me, join me.
Nobody loves you, Splash Clan. Get your pussy ass out of here, kid.
I was about to help you, but fuck you.
Bitch, fuck you, kid.
Suck
He's
my
actually a
dick.
better, bruh. You realize I was watching your stream and you barely got any shit, big man.
Yeah, because I actually am nice and I give people stuff instead of taking their stuff.
Yeah, at least I'm not a fucking pussy. Fuck these kids. They can suck my dick, dick. They can suck my dick, dick. Cause they are fucking gay. Except for this default. This default hasn't said any shit.
They see how the entire road is blocked because
Who fucking edited this shit? You fucking dicks. Jump spammer, get your pussy ass out of here, kid.
they read how the virus
Fucking pussy.
and how it corrupts the personalities and bodies of the
Nigga, get out of here. Get out my fucking party chat right now, nigga.
theory that the virus will die if you climb Mount Fuji when the phone's battery dies. Night comes and they find an abandoned
If I'm white, how the fuck am I black? Like, duh, bitch. At least I don't threaten people. At least I didn't used to like fucking scam people. At least I'm not a fucking dick ass named Splash Clan.
Suzuki bought Protector. They start talking about Suzuki's room.
I don't do it anymore, dipshit. Like, oh my god, bitch. Get out of my party chat right now.
Sees it more as a
Get out of my party chat.
Hiromi then hoping to kill the virus. They start their scary adventure and pass through a forest when Hiromi starts feeling unwell. She asks Suzuki to leave the car she doesn't want to leave him. As a farewell gift, she gives him the earphones for good luck and begs him to leave as she starts turning. Suzuki starts running through the forest and approaches him.
This
He notices
bitch,
him.
kids.
But the man is just another zombie. The zombie attacks Suzuki and is close to devouring his face when Hiromi arrives out of nowhere, kills the zombie, and saves Suzuki. With a half-demonic, half-human face, she starts taking out the zombie's body parts but doesn't hurt Suzuki. Instead, she helps him get out. Next thing we know, Suzuki and Hiromi are sitting near a trailer park, and Suzuki's searching for cat food. Half-zombie Hiromi is not speaking, and it's obvious how she has certain zombie instincts. Still, she isn't a threat to Suzuki, so they continue their journey to Mount Fiji together. A few days pass and Suzuki, now with a fully grown beard, is carrying Hiromi on his back when he finds a shopping cart on the forest road. Even though he doesn't find food, he puts Hiromi in the cart and starts walking toward Fuji Outlet Park. When they arrive, the entire outlet is empty. In one of the outlets, he tries out jackets when the zombie store manager. She's half zombie. The safe zone is well supplied, so they have everything from food and tents to books and Rolex watches. Sugumi is interested in Suzuki's riffle, but he tells her he's only a manga artist. She asks whether Quiet Hiromi is his sister, and he explains that they met while running from zombies. Sugumi starts liking the manga artist cause she thinks he's a good person. She also tells him how the infected with ZQN are living in the past. In the morning, Hiromi is observing Suzuki and is wondering whether she understands him. She smiles and then Suzuki tells her a poem. Seems like Hiromi is getting better. Later, Suzuki is observing the zombies and sees one of them running, jumping really high, and bumping his head on the ground. An old man, Abe, explains how the zombies are doing what they regularly did in the past, and how every zombie is different. Suzuki then asks about the zombies who sit on the ground and look like they are made from charcoal, but Abe avoids answering. Seems like something happened in the safe zone that nobody likes to talk about. Afterward, Suzuki goes to a meeting with the rest of the survivors. They plan to get into the food storage below ground. The only thing they ask from Suzuki is to give him his rifle. He refuses since it's against the law, but the leader, Yura, says that there are no laws in the safe zone. Then Yura threatens to kill the Hiromi if he doesn't get the rifle. Meanwhile, a few of the survivors are trying to take Hiromi and Sugumi is trying to stop them. Suzuki suspects something, leaves the meeting in a haste, and finds Hiromi captured. He threatens to shoot the Euro with the rifle if they don't let Hiromi go. The leader then points a gun toward Hiromi, who's silently standing there. Nobody suspects that she can kill everyone in an instant. But she can't stand it any longer, so she throws the two guys off her with one single movement, and then reveals that she is a CQN. Since she's only half zombie, her eye is not black but has rainbow colors. The leader doesn't care, so he shoots in her head and Hiromi falls on the floor. They take Suzuki's rifle while he cries about the girl's death. They start kicking and punching Suzuki while he begs for forgiveness. Soon, they start fighting about who's going to kill him. Seems like even humans want a taste of blood. Everybody starts fighting each other, and soon Yura is overthrown by someone else. They leave Suzuki alive and find Sugami in front of Hiromi's tent. With the help of Abe, she hit Hiromi, who's still alive. Sugami explains to Suzuki how Hiromi is not like the others ZQN because she has a pulse. She also tells him how ran away from her duties and left her patients alone in the hospital. Admiring Suzuki that he saved her life. Suzuki is still sad because he couldn't pull the trigger on Yura and because he lost his gun. He thinks he's a coward and a loser, but Sugami tells him that he's just a good person. Suzuki then apologizes for being a human without any good qualities and asks Sugami to take care of the girl because he has to go to the food storage with the others. Later, a few survivors are making pans to draw the zombies' attention to the roof while the others are heading toward the underground food storage from the other part of the building. When they arrive below the building, everything is dark and none of them makes noise by mistake. While they are walking, someone turns on the lights, but nobody questions this. They immediately find the storage, but little do they know somebody is looking at them through the security camera. As they are packing food, the mysterious observer turns on music in the outlet, and soon a zombie attacks one of the survivors, searching for a snack too. They shoot both the victim and the zombie, but find that the parking is filled with other zombies. Suzuki runs last, apologizing for leaving to one of the people who's being eaten alive. Because of bad tactics and the selfishness of the survivors, most get eaten and killed in the parking lot. And the guy who caused all of this is none other than Yura, who turned on the music on purpose to attract the zombies. Turns out, he had another plan, to take the only car in the parking lot. In that chaos, Suzuki hides in a storage locker. At the same time, the zombie who had jumped high is stuck in the roof, preparing for one big jump. He runs really fast and jumps as high as he can, landing right on a tank. One of the survivors soon notices that the zombie's stomach and freezes. The zombie eats her and instantly attacks another one, squashing her head with his bare hands. Yura is looking at security tapes and enters a passkey, allowing more zombies to enter inside. Suzuki is still hiding when he hears on a walkie-talkie that a zombie killed almost everyone on the rooftop. Sugami is scared to death on the roof where she's hiding with Hiromi, so she desperately asks for help on the walkie-talkie. Nobody answers cause they are either hiding or reading. Suzuki is still hiding in the locker, going through scenarios in his head about escaping and killing the zombies which surround him, but in every hypothetical situation he ends up being killed. His fear and imagination are getting the better of him, so he decides to stay in the locker, but he hears Tsugami crying on the walkie-talkie, reminding him of Hiromi. He knows he must overcome his fear, so he starts yelling and gets out of the locker. Suzuki immediately gets attacked by a zombie that bites him. But luckily, he is wearing 10 Rolex watches on his wrist and the zombie doesn't infect him. Suzuki then takes the walkie-talkie and tells Tsugami he's on his way. But the two of them decide to meet at the parking lot and take one of the cars. As Suzuki is fighting zombies with his clever tactics like putting rice on the floor so the zombies slip, Tsugami is carrying Hiromi on her back going toward the parking lot. When she arrives, he finds Igura who wants to make love with her and leaves Suzuki behind. But Igura is also bitten, so he quickly turns into a zombie. Tsugami starts running with Hiromi on her back, but luckily Suzuki comes and saves her. He found the rifle and blows through his brains. Soon after, they see a large group of zombies chasing after Adam. The survivors get surrounded by zombies and nobody knows what to do. But Hiromi starts talking for the first time, telling Suzuki how he feels okay when she's with him. He then gets motivated and starts shooting as much zombies as he can. In the end, only Suzuki, Hiromi, and Tsugami survive. They manage to kill all the zombies except the athlete zombie who jumped on the roof. There's only one bullet left, but Suzuki manages to shoot the zombie in the head. Since the zombie's head is already squashed, he's just being affected by the bullet. Instead, he goes right towards Tsugami and Hiromi. But the hero doesn't give up, so he uses the rifle like a bat and as time destroys the zombie's brain for good. The three leave the outlet, surrounded by a river of dead zombies. In the car, Tsugami lights up a cigarette and turns on music while Suzuki is wondering whether he'll turn into a zombie himself. And after all that, still doesn't think he's a hero.